This is the weekend edition of iFiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about a Cub Scout pack in Moses Lake that raised $16,000 selling popcorn to help fund their scouting activities. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
How do you sell $16,000 in bags of popcorn in short order? Just ask the Cub Scouts of Pack 74 in Moses Lake, who peddled hundreds of bags of popcorn to raise money for their activities. Jonathan Bradley, a 7-year-old scout and 3rd grader at Larson Elementary School, was one of those who led Pack 74 by selling $2,500 in popcorn. Jonathan said the popcorn seemed to sell itself.
I liked how because you could just go door to door and people would buy it. You didn't just have to stay at one place and get popcorn.
Scouts such as Jonathan, who sold $2,500 or more in popcorn, qualified for scholarships. Heather German, 3rd grade Pack 74 Bears leader, said determination got 20 Cub Scouts fired up for the job.
Lots of eager faces, lots of smiles. They were turned down, but I think that turning them down was more determination to sell more. We stood out in front of Hastings and also Block 40, and the boys would sit there and they'd take the bags of popcorn to people, show them the bags, tell them the prices, and their cute smiles sold lots of popcorn out.
They stood out in the cold at storefronts such as Hastings at the Safeway Shopping Center off Pioneer Way and Walmart off Stratford Road in Moses Lake. Heather helped her nephew Jonathan Bradley sell his popcorn. Heather says other Scout packs were impressed with how Pack 74 sold so much popcorn.
They've sold, actually, they met almost the entire goal for our area, just our pack alone. Everybody wanted to know how they sold that much popcorn.
Katie Terrell, another Pack 74 Scout leader, said the pack's goal was $12,000, so it well exceeded it.
It gives us the money to be able to do all of our activities without having to then have the parents rely on having to pay dues. So I was blown away with how well our show and sell went. It was our first major year doing the show and sell. We booked Walmart, we booked Hastings. We almost sold out our first weekend, and I had to call council for more popcorn. And they got us as much popcorn as we could, and we wound up selling out our 3rd weekend.
Her son Zachary, a 10-year-old attending North Elementary School, said he enjoyed selling popcorn to support scouting programs. It showed because he sold more than $3,000 in popcorn. That's more than 100 bags and the most sold.
I went around to people and asked them if they would like to support me, and also by doing show and sell, which is standing at buildings and asking people.
Moses Lake Cub Scout popcorn of choice among those who sold it was caramel flavored, by the way. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
The city of Ephrata said farewell this week to longtime Mayor Chris Jacobson, who is retiring after 12 years in the position. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
With laughter and tears, Chris Jacobson said goodbye to the city he led for the past 12 years. Jacobson resigned from the mayoral position Wednesday night after deciding to move to Seattle. He was elected to the position in 2002 and worked on securing money to fix water pipes and roads in the city, along with other projects. He told the crowd in the city council chambers, local government can efficiently improve and protect the lives of residents.
In looking back, I'm proud of new development requirements that enforce quality construction practices, improved recreational programs, and momentum for continuing street improvements.
He said the past 12 years have been transformational and have been a great experience. City Administrator Wes Crago said the former mayor doesn't take as much credit for his successes in Ephrata as he should.
Chris has done a lot of big things on his watch. I'd like to say a couple of them. Water lines and streets residentially done. New technology equipment for the fire guys, for the police department, and for public works. Things that you're never going to see. A valve exercise, things that keep your water running. You won't ever think twice about it, but it makes things better and safer for all of us.
The City Council appointed Councilmember Bruce Rhyme to serve until November's election. Rhyme will have to run for re-election to remain in the position for the remaining 2 years of Jacobson's term. For iFiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of these many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my sundae, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchogram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 envy.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News. Our weather forecast overnight tonight through the weekend is brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course we've been saying all week long, make your plans for the weekend because it's looking very nice, and that just is looking to be the case. Unfortunately for the weekend, we all lose an hour of sleep Saturday night, Sunday morning. Turn the clocks ahead, just a reminder. Otherwise, you'll be late for everything. Yeah, you'll be late for everything, pretty sure. Quite mild 60s though. That's be the rule right through the weekend into Tuesday at least. Mentioned that yesterday. No changes there. Still no changes to a little isolated threat of a shower midweek, Wednesday, Thursday time frame. And that might keep the temperatures a little cooler than what we're going to be seeing, but still very, very nice. And then after that little disturbance moves through, we're going to see the temperature pop back up by Friday, Saturday. So again, things aren't looking too bad, at least for the next 7 days. 61 and 31. Look how close we got to the record today back in 2005, about 9 years ago, 10 years ago. I got to do my math. 50 is normal, 30 is the average for the overnight low, and we're just about where we should be. And similarly in Moses Lake, record of 65, same year, 10 years ago, 61 and 28. So again, not as cold as it has been in the morning hours on this Friday morning. So again, a nice mild pattern is not only for the daytime highs, but also for the lows. So you see the dew points well up into the lower 30s. The temperature right now in the mid 50s. Again, very pleasant. Wasn't too long ago at this time of the evening, we were in the upper 30s and lower 40s. So again, very, very nice warm up the last 3 to 4 days. And across our region of the country, we're looking at generally partly cloudy skies. The clouds overdo it a little bit as it tries to blur it out, and things aren't looking too bad, really. Looking at no major precipitation event for a while. Everything's really pushed well to the north in the Gulf of Alaska, northern British Columbia. Eventually, though, the thing does settle down and come a little closer to us by midweek next week with a little band of moisture. But until then, it's looking very nice and very quiet. Look at all the sun. 64 in Olympia. Inland Northwest, we're looking near 60 as well. And speaking of 60, let's zoom into our area quite quickly. Take a look, and you're seeing sunshine. Very pleasant temperatures. As I mentioned, I sure do hope you've been making those plans all week for the weekend. Not only for the weekend, but into Tuesday, looking very nice. Temperatures may drop a little bit with some clouds or a sprinkle Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe only near 58 to 60, but all in all, looks great.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
The Moses Lake boys and girls basketball teams are in the Final 8 at state for the first time in school history. We thought we'd look back at the big wins that sent both teams to Tacoma. First up were the Moses Lake boys knocking off Central Valley in an overtime thriller.
It was a back-and-forth contest that produced 7 ties and 14 lead changes between the Bears and Chiefs, whose season was on the line. Central Valley held a 15-11 lead at the end of the first 8 minutes of action. The team struggled offensively, posting 12 points between them in the second to take a 19-19 score into the locker room. Moses Lake and Central Valley traded buckets to open second-half play. The Bears edged out front with an 8-1 run, capped by a 3-pointer from Tanner Sloan to give themselves some breathing room, 39-30. Mitch Holman hit this bucket from beyond the arc to end the quarter and narrow the gap to 39-36. Cesar Sandoval, with 2:58 left, knotted it at 44. Sloan drained another 3-point bucket with 1:44 remaining, and the Bears regained the lead. 2 Tyson Carstetter free throws with 1:06 on the clock got the Chiefs within a point. Max Skykes found Michael Hannon on a backdoor cut to put Central Valley up 49-46 with 54 seconds to go. Derek Martinez nailed this 3-pointer from long distance with 32 seconds left to send the game to overtime. Isaiah Thomas sank 1 of 2 free throws to open the 4-minute overtime period. A bucket by Cameron Tucker with 2:20 on the clock gave Central Valley a 51-50 lead. Holman hit his second crucial 3 of the game with 10 seconds to go to make it 56-53 Moses Lake. A pair of free throws by Martinez and a final one by Ricardo Gonzalez with 1.8 ticks on the clock sealed it for the Chiefs. Coach Holman was pleased to get out of Spokane with a slim victory and is looking forward to taking his squad over to the Elite 8 for the first time in more than 20 years.
Well, I knew it was going to be close. You know, that's a talented team. They're well coached. You look at these fans, they're still here. Half the gym was Moses Lake. It's just our community is so phenomenal. It's, I really do. I think it's the best in the state. You got these guys, they're coming over 2.5 hours, just to get up to this doggone place on a Friday night when they could be doing other things. And really, Bob, it's amazing. The support that we have. The band is phenomenal. Those are the reasons why we won.
We made it. The Lady Chiefs were all business when they took on Timberline. Jesse Luetta knocked down 16 second quarter points, and Moses Lake crushed Timberline 66-36 to win the regional matchup. The win advances the Chiefs to the Hardwood Classic State Championship at the Tacoma Dome for the 5th time in the past 8 years. After a shaky first quarter, the Chiefs found their groove in the second, taking a 33-18 lead in a halftime. By McKenna Walker's 10 third-quarter points, the Chiefs increased their lead to 55-28. In the fourth quarter, it was more of the same for the Chiefs, denying a comeback from the Blazers to win 66-36. Jesse Luetta led all scorers for Moses Lake with 20 points, while McKenna Walker added 17. The Chiefs will now face off against Skyview in the first round of the 4A Hardwood Classic this Thursday. Senior shooting guard McKenna Walker couldn't be happier about heading back to state.
Another road to the Dome for the second time, so that's super exciting.
Moses Lake head coach Matt Strophe was proud of his girls' effort.
We got all 12 girls in the game. Everybody contributed in their own way. Run away with the 30-point victory. Feels really nice. And then we get to join our boys program over on the west side in Tacoma Dome for the first time in school history.
For iFiber1 News, Sean Wells. We'll have video highlights from the Hardwood Classic on Monday. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our next story is about Mrs. Columbia Basin, Naomi Walker. The Royal City resident is taking her health-related platform to the Mrs. Washington pageant in May. Reporter Jeff Chu spoke with Walker and has the story.
Naomi Walker, who will compete for the Mrs. Washington title in May, is a personal trainer who started with herself as her first client.
I've gone through a ordeal with my heart, with a heart defect called SVT. I found out I had that 6 years ago. It's called supraventricular tachycardia. So it's like an extra electrical impulse in my heart. My doctor said, he gave me 3 options. He said, you can either be on beta blockers for the rest of your life, or you can have heart surgery, or you can completely, dramatically change your life.
Walker, who lives in the Royal City area with her husband and 3 children, chose the latter path.
I had to go to the ER in the ambulance, and it was frightening. So ever since then, I've been a fitness coach, and I help other people, other women especially, who have families and who want to change their life. Being a mom of 3 children, I was deathly afraid that I would be leaving them, honestly, when I had to go to the hospital. And I don't want anyone else to have to worry about having to go through that. And it's really simple to not have to get to that point.
As a Beachbody fitness coach, she does just that. She focuses on fitness and family health, such as eating right.
I'm passionate to help other women, other families, so they don't have to go through what I went through with my heart.
She is also inspired to keep physically fit because heart trouble runs in her family.
And the same week that my heart issue happened, my dad had 3 heart attacks.
Walker, who is also busy taking her children to school and other sports and recreation activities, will take her health-related platform to the Mrs. Washington America pageant in May in Olympia. Right now, she is lining up sponsors to help her get to the pageant. Walker is also involved in the Ducks Unlimited chapter for the Potholes Reservoir area near where she lives. She explained her challenge ahead.
Well, there's 35 other women who are involved from all over the state of Washington, and we have to go out into the community and do fundraisers, make public appearances, anything that will get us, to better understand help the community understand what we're doing.
Walker says health and fitness has been contagious for her family.
Since I've gotten into this 3 years ago, my husband has started working out and has gotten fit, and my in-laws, my sister-in-laws, my sister, friends and family, so it's a great thing.
Walker can be contacted at nfwalker72@yahoo.com or by calling 509-381-6092. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber1 News.
We'll be right back.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away, with news, sports, and weather. you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting ifiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is ifiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. The next story is about a new family-owned restaurant in Moses Lake that's committed to using locally grown food in their menu. Reporter Jeff Chu met with the owners and has the story.
That's really hard for me.
Moses Lake's new family-owned dining establishment, Simmer, is a place with the locavore in mind. In case you're wondering, a locavore is someone who supports buying and eating locally produced food. After all, Grant County is in the heart of Washington's agricultural industry. The restaurant is located at 101 East Broadway Avenue. Simmer owner-chef Chris Selfridge has the endorsement of his mother, Lori Steinbach, who is an investor in Simmer. She's also helping with the restaurant's startup and wonders why local sources have not been used more to produce fine cuisine.
We are in the perfect area, and I don't know why it hasn't been done before. I've thought for a long time that Moses Lake needs something different, and he's an awesome chef.
Candace Stetner, who grew up in Quincy and comes to Simmer as a chef from Lake Havasu City, says meats are cooked on an Argentine grill using cherry or apple wood or other woods, depending on the menu.
Everything's going to be local. We're going to try to do as much organic as possible, farm to table, everything from scratch. So we're trying to do something special here at Simmer.
Stetner has worked at other fine restaurants around the Columbia Basin.
I've worked at Cave B, which is over by the gorge, and then a lot of places in Wenatchee and Ephrata and Leavenworth.
The restaurant seats more than 40 and will have a full bar once the state liquor license comes through.
We're going to do a lot of classic cocktails and a lot of local wine and beer. Even our hard alcohol is all from Washington, Oregon, except for I think 3 bottles, which are like rum and scotch, which are not made around here.
Head chef Chris Selfridge is not afraid to experiment with the likes of kale salad, desserts, and other fine cuisine lesser known to the area. Simmer is open for lunch and dinner. Hours are 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for lunch. For dinner, Simmer is open from 4:30 to 9 p.m. Tuesday to Thursday and 4:30 to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Simmer, which has a Facebook page, can be contacted by phone at 509-855-9831. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber1 News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about Dr. Seuss Day in Quincy. Students and parents at Pioneer Elementary School enjoyed a full day of activities to celebrate the author's birthday. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
Quincy's Pioneer Elementary School played host to students and parents who love tales of Grinches, green eggs and ham, cats and hats, and Oobleck. For the second straight year, the school held Dr. Seuss Day, a full day of activities that celebrated the renowned children's book author whose real name was Theodore Giesel. The day started with breakfast in the library for students and their families, giving them the chance to read their favorite books together, while teachers and staff used the opportunity to also show their love for all things Dr. Seuss. Librarian Shannon Meloso said the event has become a high point of the entire Quincy community and became more popular than she thought it would when it began last year.
We had a teacher last year, her name was Danelle Kaler, and she brought it from Wenatchee or East Wenatchee and said, hey, let's do it. And my boss said, let's do it. So we did. And it was so much fun. We had our previous superintendent came in and read to the kids, and so we did that again this year. He came in and was reading with students. Our donuts were donated by Aikens, our coffee by the Granary, and it's just been a great way. It gets the parents in, makes them a little, sometimes it's intimidating to come into the school, and so it makes them a little less intimidating, and just kind of a fun event for parents and families and their kids.
Quincy High School senior Daisy Alvarez made Dr. Seuss Day her senior project as a way of showcasing the work she does at Pioneer throughout the school year.
I work here after school, and I come here 2 hours of my day to Pioneer, so I was like, man, I'll just do something in which I'm already involved. So, and Ms. Malauso, I heard about it and I talked to Ms. Malauso, and yeah, we got together and did this. To me, it's sort of like a literature icon. And you know, Dr. Seuss made all these children's books. They're so easy, they have rhymes. I feel like the kids love Dr. Seuss.
In Quincy, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
And that wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.